Imagine waking up one morning and everything is completely silent. No birds singing, no alarm clock ringing, no music, no laughter, not even your own voice. Wouldn't that feel strange? Today, we are going on an exciting adventure to discover one of the most amazing things around us, and that is sound. By the end of this video, you will know what sound is, how it travels, why some sounds are loud while others are soft, and even why no one can hear anything in space. So, let's begin. What is sound? Every day we are surrounded by sounds. The chirping of birds, the barking of dogs, the ringing of a school bell, the splashing of water, the rustling of leaves, and even the beating of our own hearts. But have you ever wondered what exactly is sound? Sound is a form of energy that we can hear. Whenever something vibrates, it creates sound. A vibration is a very fast back and forth movement. Sometimes vibrations are so tiny and so fast that we can't even see them, but our ears can hear them. Everything that makes a sound is vibrating. Let's meet the tiny vibrations. Imagine a guitar string. When someone plucks it, the string begins shaking back and forth very quickly. These tiny movements are called vibrations. The vibrating string pushes the air around it, and the air then pushes more air. This creates tiny waves that travel through the air until they reach your ears. And that's how you hear music. The same thing happens when someone claps. Hands vibrate, then air vibrates, and the sound travels to your ears again. Even your own voice starts with vibrations. Inside your throat are special vocal cords. When you speak or sing, these vocal cords vibrate, creating sound. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? How does sound travel? Now comes a really interesting question. How does sound move from one place to another? So, sound travels in waves. Imagine throwing a pebble into a calm pond. You see circles spreading across the water. Sound behaves in a similar way. Instead of moving through water, sound usually travels through air. The vibrating object creates invisible sound waves. These waves move through the air until they reach your ears. Your brain then understands these waves as sound. That's how you recognize music, voices, or even your own favorite cartoon theme song. Can sound travel through solids and liquids? Most people think sound only travels through air, but that's not true. Sound can travel through solids, liquids, and gases too. In fact, sound travels faster through solids than through air. Here's a fun experiment. Place one ear gently against a wooden table. Ask someone to tap the other end of the table. You'll hear the tapping very clearly because sound moves quickly through the wood. Whales and dolphins use sound to communicate underwater because sound also travels through water. Isn't nature amazing? Can sound travel in space? Now, here's a question that surprises many people. Can astronauts hear sounds in space? The answer is no. Space is almost completely empty. There is no air for sound waves to travel through. Without air or another material, sound simply cannot move. That's why space is completely silent. Even if two astronauts were standing close together, they couldn't hear each other without their spatial communication systems. Science can be full of surprises. Loud sounds and soft sounds. Have you noticed that some sounds are very loud while others are soft and gentle? A roaring lion, a thunderstorm, or a firecracker. These produce loud sounds because they create strong vibrations. Now think about a whisper, a gentle breeze, or falling snow. These make soft sounds because their vibrations are much smaller. The stronger the vibration, the louder the sound. The weaker the vibration, the softer the sound. And now, high sounds and low sounds. Not all the sounds are same. Some are high, some are low. A tiny bird chirps with a high sound. A giant drum makes a low sound. The difference depends on how fast something vibrates. Fast vibrations produce high sounds. Slow vibration produce low sounds. That's why different musical instruments create different kinds of sounds. Do you know how do our ears hear the sound? Our ears are incredible little machines. First, sound waves enter the outer ear. Then they travel through a tiny tunnel called the ear canal. Next, they reach a thin skin called the eardrum. The eardrum starts vibrating. These vibrations move through 3 tiny bones inside the ear. Believe it or not, these are the smallest bones in our entire body. Finally, the vibrations reach the inner ear. Spatial cells change these vibrations into electrical signals, and now these signals travel to your brain. Your brain then tells you exactly what you are hearing. Whether it's music, laughter, rain, or someone calling your name. All of this happens in just a tiny fraction of a second. So, the next time you hear birds singing, music playing, rain falling, or your friends laughing, remember, every sound begins with tiny vibrations that travel through the world in invisible waves before reaching your ears. Science is everywhere. You just have to listen. If you enjoyed exploring the amazing world of sound, don't forget to keep asking questions, keep discovering, and keep learning, because every day is a new science adventure. Bye-bye!